Hi, it's Giles here at My Man in Champagne, and I've just been for a run through the vineyards. It's Sunday the 4th of September, it's about 11 o'clock. And of course, normally I'm so fit that I come back from my run hardly blowing at all. But today it's very hot and very humid, and that's why I'm looking so hot and bothered. But it's given me a really good insight into why we've had this very odd stop-start harvest this year in 2011. So give me a couple of minutes to go and get showered and changed, and I'll come back and tell you all about it. Thanks very much, and see you soon. Hi, that feels a lot better, and I hope I'm looking a lot better too. And I'm here to explain why we've had this odd stop-start harvest this year in 2011. And to get a better insight into this, you need to think back to what was happening in April, when fantastic weather and the vines were coming along like a house on fire, and everybody was saying, well, if the weather carries on like this, we're going to have the earliest harvest we've ever had. It's going to be in the middle of August, which is a full month before it normally is in the middle of September. And people were told, big companies, or you can't take any holiday after the 15th of August, you've got to be back in case we start harvesting, we might need you. But lots of excitement, but let's think what actually happened. We get to July and the weather turned really quite cool. It wasn't a great month at all here in Champagne in July. And the sugar levels in the grapes really weren't getting up to the levels that they should be doing. People weren't ready to harvest, and they thought, well, you know, we're going to have to push the harvest dates back. It's not going to be middle of August as we at first thought. It's going to be a bit later. Then in early August we got 2 or 3 days of really heavy rain, so the weather at this stage was warming up a bit, but we'd had the rain, and that the combination of humidity and the heat makes ideal conditions for rot to set in, what they call grey rot or pourriture grise. Now this got to start people thinking about what happened last year in 2010. Very similar conditions in August. Hot weather, but in the middle of August, absolutely 2 days of torrential rain, and a really high proportion of the whole year's rainfall fell in 2 days. That meant that the rot set in with a vengeance, and people were really struggling. Some people were leaving as much as a third of their entire crop on the floor. They'd cut it off the vines, they couldn't use it. It was so badly affected by this rot. And coming forward to this year, even though the sugar levels were creeping up slower than expected, we got more rain in early August, and we got hotter weather coming in again. So people, frankly, the grape growers, are more concerned about rot and having another attack like they did last year than they are about harvesting something that's not quite as ripe as they would like. So a lot of people, as soon as the harvest date was declared, said, right, let's get cutting. But in fact, they were looking at the sugar levels every day on a daily basis, and they were still being disappointed. And a lot of people said, okay, we're going to stop now. This really isn't up to the level we need. We're going to stop now and carry on in a few days' time. So stop, start. It causes problems, of course, because you've got a whole team of harvesters. What do you do with them? You can't send them away because it might not get them back, but you've still got to pay them if they're here. So it was really very difficult for them to manage. But in actual fact, the warm weather came back again, and it turned out that those people who waited a little while have actually seemed to have done quite well out of things, and there was actually no need to rush ahead and cut the grapes at the earliest possible opportunity, because the rot never really set in. A little bit of rot, but really there's always something around. It's not really a problem. So we're going to hear now from 3 individual champagne makers about their take on the harvest, and I'm sure that will give you even more information about what's going on this year. So let's move on to speak to these 3 champagne makers that will give you everything you need to know. Thanks very much for watching this, and do watch the other interviews. Okay, bye for now, and come back for more news soon.